Assalamualaikum and very welcome back, dear listeners. Then you now tune into RRUMFM, your favorite campus radio with me, DJ Aleeya, your host for today's episodes of PsychTalk. Hello and hi, guys. Actually, we are already in our 8 episodes, and top of that, we also stepping on the new month, which is the May of this year. So, for those who are maybe new what is the SciTalk is about. Actually, SciTalk is a program that dedicate on bridging the gap between our diverse audience that may came from a diverse of departments and also with the fascinating role of this psychology. So don't forget to always tune into our SciTalk every Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. only on RUMFM, your favorite campus radio. Okay, so as usually in each week, we always invite our incredible and insightful guests to help us in exploring different areas within our the psychology itself. As usual, in today's episodes, we will be diving into how the psychology can actually guide you in your career path. Yes, beyond not only become a psychologist or researcher, but also beyond of that. And with that, let me introduce our special guest for today's Miss Priyanka Jothi Ganes. Hello, Miss Priyanka. How are you today?
Hi, Aleeya. I'm doing great. Very happy to be on this show today.
Yeah, actually, it's really an honor lah for us to have you with us today. For those who are wonder who is the Miss Priyanka is about, who is here. Actually, Miss Priyanka is currently an assistant manager in talent recruitment at BDO Malaysia, which is one of the leading audit firms in our country. And also, she holds a degree in psychology from Harvard University. So I think of course lah, I think it always best to hear directly from the person itself. So Miss Priyanka, could you briefly introduce yourself and share a bit about your journey from studying psychology to working in talent recruitment? Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Aleeya, for the
Mm-mm.
question. So I started after SPM,
Mm-mm.
I went into Help University to do my foundation in arts.
Mm.
I think that was about 2015. And then in 2016, I started my degree in psychology.
Mm.
And at the end of December 2019 is when I graduated. It was my last semester, so that's the time we start to look for jobs.
Mm-mm.
And at that time, I decided, maybe before pursuing a master's,
Mm-mm.
because I always wanted to pursue my master's in counseling. But before pursuing my master's, I thought, okay, I should get some real life work experience.
Mm-mm.
So I did join a recruitment agency, and you might wonder why a recruitment
Mm-hmm.
agency. Because at that time, recruitment was very popular in the psychology industry. So whenever we had career fairs, there would be a lot of recruitment agencies that would come and open their booth. So I thought, oh, okay, that might be a good option for me. So I went into a recruitment agency for about 3 months, and that's when COVID hit.
Yeah.
So in March 2020, COVID hit, and they had to let go all of the new joiners. So I was jobless for a while because nobody was hiring, and somewhere around there, I decided to join a law firm that was near my house. So I was there for about a year, and then when the market became better for jobs, that's when I applied to BDO. And during my interview with my boss, she told me that aside from recruitment, I would also be doing some mental health initiatives
In the company itself.
in the company itself, because at that time mental health was
Yeah.
very, very bad for a lot
uh.
of people, and it became a very important topic. So she was very forward thinking, and she wanted to have mental health initiatives within the firm. And because I had a psychology background, she thought that I would be a good fit. So she told me that, of course, you will be doing recruitment, but you will also be doing mental health stuff, employee engagement stuff. So that really attracted me to the role, and that's how I am now in recruitment for about going to be 4 years. Yeah.
Oh, is that's how you are different from having a psychology background, so you can not only focus on recruitment but also ensuring the well-being of the staff
Yes.
itself. Yeah. So based on your sharing that you are already graduate from the psychology, and also you are already from the foundations until you are working in the big, I think the big firm, yeah, I think. So actually, what is initial for you that inspire you to pursue the psychology at the first place lah?
Okay, so very interestingly, when I was very young,
Mm-mm.
a lot of my friends would tell me, "Oh, I can really talk to you, lah, Priyanka.
Mm-mm.
I really feel like you listen. I really feel like I can open up with you." And apparently, they don't feel this way with their other friends.
Mm-mm.
So they would always come to me for advice or just to talk, just to rant.
Mm-mm.
So I thought, maybe this is my strength.
Mm-mm.
And adults always say that you should play to your strengths,
Yeah.
right? So I did a lot of research, like, if this is my strength, if listening is my strength, if advice is my strength, what kind of career would I be good at? Because I was never really leaning towards medicine or law or accounting. That wasn't really things that I was interested in. But because people always say that I'm good at listening, so I thought, okay, long term maybe I could do something in therapy, something in counseling.
Counseling, yeah.
Yeah, and of course, if you want to do therapy or counseling, you have to start with
Master.
you have to do your degree, and then pursue a master's. So that was kind of the path that I was going in. And at that time, Help University was, I think when I was 15 years old, Help University was very popular for psychology. So that just seemed like a very obvious pathway. Yeah.
Actually, it's interesting to hear that how you are firstly interested in counseling, but actually right now you are working in, I think, as the tele recruitment itself, because usually I often that people are say, oh, psychology graduates need to be psychologists, need to be researchers, but I think there's a lot of things that I think the psychology graduates can diverse on it. And that's why into this episode we want to shed light on different paths and show that how the foundation in psychology can open the doors for a variety of careers. Okay, so dear listeners, stay tuned into today's episode because we will back with the breaking the with the our topic today is the career path, how the psychology navigate your job. Okay, so let's hear the song by Nana Shime, Hantu Buaya atau Hantu, only at IMFM, your favorite campus radio. Assalamualaikum and welcome back, dear listeners. You now tune into PsychTalk with me, DJ Aleeya, your host for today's episode. Okay, so as usual, we have our special guest today, Miss Priyanka, who is the assistant manager of tele recruitment from BDO Malaysia. And today's episode, we will deep more in the topic of career compass, how psychology guide your job journey. So, Miss Priyanka, you as a graduate in psychology, how do you find that your background in psychology can help you in navigate your career path after graduations?
Okay, very good question, Aleeya. So when I was studying for my degree, I think in year 2 we were already allowed to take a lot of electives. So year 2 and year 3 were the elective years, and we could select anything that we were interested in. So I was very intentional on selecting these electives because I wanted a mix of traditional kind of psychology electives and also something a bit more corporate. Because though I was interested in counseling, I also wanted to explore a bit more about corporate side as well. So I took these 2 electives called Industrial Organization and Training and Development. So these 2 electives were really eye-opening to me because it showed how we can use psychology in real life scenarios other than just therapy and counseling. So like for example, how to design a workplace that is conducive for people to work in, how about motivation, intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. So all this really made me feel like, oh, okay, if I don't choose a career in counseling, I also have a career option in corporate. So that is why I was quite confident after graduating I could work in the corporate rather than straight away go and do my masters.
Yeah. So actually, your elective choices are leading to you for taking I think navigate apa this apa current your current career that you are
Yeah.
pathway. Okay, so like you are already learn from the IO industrial organizations and also the corporate. So is there any like particular skills that you learn from your psychology studies that actually give you advantage in talent recruitment itself?
Okay, yeah, another good question, Aleeya. So I took counseling as an elective as well. And so in counseling, we learned a lot about how to be an active listener, how to build rapport, right? So we learned these things called mirroring. So mirroring, when you're talking to someone, you mirror their body language. So if their hand is on their cheek, maybe towards in the middle of the conversation, your hand will be on your cheek as well. And what that does is to make the person comfortable, feel comfortable. And then the second thing would be paraphrasing or reflecting. So basically retelling what the person has said in your own words. So kind of like what you're doing when you're interviewing me, right? Because then it makes the person feel like
comfortable.
Yes, and also they understand. You feel like they understand you. And the third thing is asking open-ended questions. So you would never find me asking close-ended questions unless I want a specific answer. Then I would ask close-ended. But if I'm talking to someone new, it's definitely an open-ended question. And this has really helped me a lot in my career because I do a lot of, as a recruiter, I do a lot of career consultations, speaking to candidates, building rapport with candidates. Especially a lot of my work is in university. So to get students to open up, to get students to show their talents, these three skills have really helped me a lot. Especially with interviews, because we do a lot of interviews as recruiters. Yeah. So that has helped.
So I think also these skills from psychology we can use especially in our daily life, right?
Yes.
Yeah, especially in that you want to build closer with your friends. Maybe you want to build the trust with someone you want to you want to be entrusted. So I think how our anything that we are learn actually is reflect to ourselves itself. Yeah. Okay, so like you also mentions that you are taking the elective and also you are interested in the counseling. Do you always like in the first beginning do you always know that you want to work in the recruitment or in HR or because of the your part involved over time?
So like I said earlier, it was very counseling focused when I was still studying, and even before I started my degree, it was very counseling focused. But I also am the type of person who is very how would I say it? I want a lot of experience. So I also worked actually during my uni life because I wanted to get out of my comfort zone. So I wanted to speak to people and all of these things lah. So I didn't want to straight away go and pursue masters and then be overqualified for the industry, you know. So in that time when I was searching for jobs, when recruitment popped up, so that immediately I thought that was a good choice. And then furthermore, when my boss told me that you could also use your psychology knowledge, that really made me solidify my decision basically, because I would also be using my degree and not many psychology students can say that they are using their degree. They always have to go and pursue masters or anything like that. But because this opportunity was so good, so I decided to take it lah. So it kind of evolved over time.
Well, and also I think that's can like help the students out there that maybe there are some of them feel very like concerned that what they have to do. Do we need to like follow the steps for like for having their own related psychology? But I think based on your sharing right there, I think that's you can like share with us that that's how actually the when we are finding the job itself, it's not totally A to Z. It's need to be like flexibles, and also you need to like very prepare yourself
Yeah.
to apa, keluar daripada comfort zone itself.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I think let's we take a quick break and enjoy the song. We'll be right back, so stay tuned into RRUMFM, your favorite campus radio. Assalamualaikum and hey dear listeners, welcome back to RRUMFM, and now you are still tuned into PsychTalk with me DJ Aleeya and also with our guest Miss Priyanka. So let's we continue again on discussing on our topic today's career compass, how psychology guide your job journey. So again, thank you again for Miss Priyanka for joining us our discussion today. And let's we pick off what we left off. Basically, in the previous slide, we are already discussing on how your journey from the psychology into the tele recruitment, and also you shared some skills that psychology graduates can use for the apa the in the tele recruitment itself. So in the next questions, like Miss Priyanka, could you give some advice that to the psychology students who are feel uncertain about their career directions after their graduates?
Yeah. Yeah, so actually this is something that a lot of psychology graduates experience. They are not too sure what to do, and it's not a very clear part. It's not very clear like law or accounting or all the other usual degrees. So I would say the first and foremost thing is don't be afraid to explore. Just explore. Go get some internships, even if it's not mandatory by your university. Try to apply for some internships, maybe some in the corporate, some in the psychology industry. Maybe you want to do like a assistant to a counselor or something like that. Of course, if your background allows it lah. If the person is allowing you to work at that place, definitely get a lot of experience. Connect with industry people. For example, listen to this radio show. Yeah. So get a lot of opportunities to talk to people who have been in the industry a while. Doesn't matter whether corporate or even counseling related. I'm sure even IIUM has a counselor, right? Who probably did psychology and then masters in counseling. So talk to them. Ask them. Maybe ask them out for a coffee or just a group. Maybe if it's more comfortable, get a group of you psychology students who are interested to know about it, and ask them questions. They will be very happy to answer you, because people what I find is some people in the psychology industry who study psychology, they are very happy to share, especially if they have been a long time in their career. They are very happy to share, just like myself. I'm very happy to talk about psychology. So just meet people, explore different internship opportunities, part-time work, and you know within the periods of 2020 between the period of 22 years old to I would say about 27 years old, you have a lot of time to figure out, figure out what you want. Even before, while you're working, while you're studying, you have a lot of time to explore. Yeah.
Actually, in RIUM, start of my batch, the internet internship is not mandatory. So we need to like focus on FYP. But actually, I'm also interested in taking internship instead, even though it's not accredited, because I think the working experience is very important, especially in preparing myself as a fresh graduate next time. So I think maybe some of my friends, I think there's some I think we can like ask like them from keluar daripada comfort zone, because they usually like, oh, because the course plan is not say that we need to take internship. But I think it's very important to take ourselves out of the comfort zone, and also explore many things. And also in RIUM, we have the CCSE, which is the counseling career services. So I think the career service is very like, I think it's very active, especially I think the your sessions with the library, I think it's being helped by the career services. So I think for those who are interested on that, I think you can check out on their current events and also explore on what they are already prepared to RIUM student itself. Okay. So as like you are also say that we need to take put ourselves from out from comfort zone, and also um while you are being graduates, you are the graduates of the psychology, is there any misconceptions about the career options that you feel want to address? Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So a lot of people think that psychology graduates they earn less because it's a very general degree, and
Yeah.
of course, if you want to specialize later on, you have to pursue your
Your
masters. So they think just being a psychology graduate you earn less, but I'm here to tell you that's a misconception. Because as you progress your career, especially if you choose a corporate career, as long as you perform well, you do well, there's a very big chance for you to earn well as well.
Yeah.
So it's not like you, of course, you try to find companies that are reputable, that are, of course, MNC. If you work in an MNC, you will already earn well, doesn't regardless of your background, your degree background. So that is one misconception that I always hear, that I think psychology graduates don't earn well. Or have you heard of the other one, that psychology graduates only deal with crazy people?
Yeah, always.
Yeah. So it's not. I mean, first of all, what's wrong with dealing with crazy people? Second of all, no, that's not the truth. There's many psychology graduates who work different kinds of jobs. Yeah. So.
And also, I think the misconceptions that I think the psychology students need to deal with the crazy person. Actually, I think it's very quite, I think, circulated among our culture, because especially I think during the Rayu, I say that I pursue the psychology degree in IUM. So they said, oh, you are dealing with a crazy person. So
Yeah.
no.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think when I want to explain to them, it's very hard because they don't understand well. So I think the how our awareness on the psychology about the mental health is very, I think, it need to be constant, I think, because this is, I think, the very new for our culture.
Yep.
So it is important for us to I think very advocate in explaining how the psychology is are, and how the person who graduates or learn about psychology is they want to be okay. So so for the next questions, like Miss Priyanka, you asked the talent recruitment. So is there any trends that do you see emerging in talent recruitment and HR that actually psychology graduates can take advantage of?
Okay. Out of all the questions, I think this is my favorite question, because nowadays a lot of companies are very serious about employee experience. So what we mean by employee experience means how employees feel at the workplace. How can they perform well? What makes them feel comfortable? What makes them motivated? So things like psychological safety is becoming very important. Psychology safety is how employees feel safe enough to speak up without feeling like they would get any backlash. So us as psychology graduates, we would know the basics of this, and definitely we can apply it at the workplace. Secondly, mental health. Mental health is becoming a very popular topic and big topic, not just because they think that it's in trend, but many people are facing mental health issues. And us as psychology graduates, we are able to maybe help with certain policies, of course firm policies, not outside that, but firm policies. We are able to maybe connect our company with mental health vendors, services, counselors, because we will have that connection as students. Maybe your friend has become a counselor. Maybe you know counseling centers. So us with this psychology background will really help with the mental health services in companies. And thirdly, of course, HR is becoming a very data driven nowadays. We are collecting information through research, through surveys, employee surveys. And I'm not sure whether many IIUM students have reached that part of their subjects where they start to learn about qualitative and quantitative data, how to collect data and so on. But this subject will really help you, especially if you plan to go into something that is more data analytics driven in HR, because this subject will really teach you how to look for significant data and how to use this data. So these three things I would say is an emerging trend in HR, and of course us as psychology graduates can take advantage of this.
I see. So you mentioned about firstly about the psychology safety.
Yeah.
So most is that most of the company already have the division these divisions that they already have, or did is there like just like certain company that only
Yeah. So if they were to have a department that focuses on psychology safety, they would call it like industrial organization or organizational development. They won't call it psychological safety lah, because their job is to make sure the company is a psychological safe place, but the department will be called something else. So to answer your question whether many companies have this, no, unfortunately, because a lot of people still learning about mental health and what is safe and what is not safe, and how to create a safe environment and all that. But if you go to the bigger companies, so if you go to MNCs, they will have some kind of department like this, and their job is to design a workplace that is safe. But if you go to smaller companies, it's not that they are not focusing on that, but they probably don't have a department for that. But they are looking into it. So we also have to give them some grace, because they are looking into it, but probably they don't have all the information. So it's growing. So when you have a psychology degree and you're interested in psychology in corporate, you have to brace yourself to know that not everybody understands it, but it's your job to make people understand.
Okay, so it's interesting because I think the psychology safety is, for me, is not very popular, and also I think that's how we as a psychology need to advocate on that. The company needs the psychology safety in order to ensure the well-being of the staff itself. And also you mentioned that before that the company right now HR right now is data driven. Also I agree that in IUM we also have taken several technical base such as research methodology, statistics, assessment, and also experimental. But in my course plan, the new course plan, we need to take this each of the technical base second time twice, means that there's assessment 1, assessment 2. Research methodology 1 is so I think this is very important for us to like not only learn for once, but also maybe the department itself is want to enhance our skills, especially on that, because they know what is the being demand in the HR right now. So I'm very grateful and also Alhamdulillah. And I think we take a quick break and let's listen to the song. We will be right back. So always stay tuned into UMFM, your favorite campus radio.